Who will be our next Prime Minister? Tonight, the country a step closer to the answer as MPs finally revealed the final two contenders to succeed Boris Johnson.
Rishi Sunak and Liz Truss will be the candidates going forward to a final ballot of Conservative Party members.
And with that, the job of MPs done. One of two candidates who both served in Boris Johnson's cabinet will be the next PM. This is going to be a battle of ideas, isn't it? Rishi Sunak's like steady as you go. You're the radical tax cutter, right?
I'm not complacent at all. I am going to be working very hard over the next 6 weeks to put my case to Conservative Party members. What I believe is that lowering taxes, opening up opportunities is going to help us deliver the economic growth that Britain needs, and it's also going to help deliver us the next election.
For all the spinning here, the supporting, the selling, both Rishi Sunak and Liz Truss are largely continuity candidates, but their positions on the economy and tax cuts are far apart.
I've always said that I want to be honest with the British people about the challenges we face and be responsible in dealing with them. And people know my track record. I helped get this country through an incredibly difficult period over the last couple of years. I made sure that we supported those who needed our help at every step with interventions like the furlough. That's what people can expect from me going forward. And at a time of challenge, I think we need someone who's got the experience to do that.
One challenge done, but the next will be to convince the Conservative Party membership, and that's a very different race. How worried are you about Liz Truss in the terms of Sunak might have won the MPs, but he's got the second part's harder for him, isn't it?
Well, we'll have to make the case to our members. I'm very confident going forward we can do that. Having spoken to a lot of party members, I think they recognise that he's probably better placed to win a general election, and that will be a very, very big part of the thinking of our members when they cast a vote.
Winning elections was something this man did well.
Any regrets, Prime Minister? Do you want anyone but Rishi?
The incumbent heading to PMQs one last time in a final outing that was less about him and more about his would-be successors, who between them have written Keir Starmer's attack lines in recent days.
The Foreign Secretary says we can't go on with our current economic policy. Yeah. The member for Portsmouth North bemoaned the fact that what we've been doing has not been good enough. Yeah. And the member for Saffron Walden probably puts it best when she simply asked, why should the public trust us? We haven't exactly covered ourselves in glory. Their words, their future leaders' words. What message does it send when the candidates to be Prime Minister can't find a single decent thing to say about him, about each other, or their record in government?
And as they looked on, the PM gave a strong hint as to who he doesn't want to stand in his shoes next, praising Liz Truss's tax-cutting plans as he took aim at rival Rishi Sunak.
I want to use the last few seconds, Mr. Speaker, to give some words of advice to my successor, whoever he or she may be. Number one, stay close to the Americans, stick up for the Ukrainians, stick up for freedom and democracy everywhere. Cut taxes and deregulate wherever you can to make this the greatest place to live and invest, which it is. I love the Treasury, but remember that if we'd always listened to the Treasury, we wouldn't have built the M25 or the Channel Tunnel. Focus on the road ahead. Focus on the road ahead, but always remember to check the rear-view mirror. The last few years have been the greatest privilege of my life, and it's true that I helped to get the biggest Tory majority for 40 years and a huge realignment in UK politics. Mission largely accomplished. For now, I want to thank everybody here and hasta la vista, baby. Thank you.
A standing ovation and pats on the back, but this former PM's body language revealing what plenty of her colleagues privately feel. Slow to stand and no applause. Many backbenchers glad to see the back of him. MPs have made their choice, and now it falls to Conservative Party members to decide whether Rishi Sunak or Liz Truss will become our next Prime Minister. Two heavyweights battling it out with different economic visions for Britain. Sunak is steady as he goes, whereas Liz Truss has a more radical plan for tax cuts. She is the favourite for now amongst the party grassroots, but there's still everything to play for, and it's far from clear who will win out. What is clearer is it will be all-out war. And the bigger question beyond all of that is, can either of these politicians deliver the sort of majority that Boris Johnson did back in 2019? One Prime Minister ousted and his party deeply divided over who comes next. A summer of bitter infighting beckons for a governing party now at sea. Beth Rigby, Sky News, Westminster.
And in just over 2 weeks' time, we'll see those two candidates go head-to-head right here on Sky News. We'll have a live televised debate as the pair continue with their campaigns to become the next leader of the Conservative Party and the next Prime Minister. The debate will be hosted by Kay Burley and take place on Thursday, the 4th of August at 8 p.m.